Jumping into all the top running back plays here for week 1 on this NFL DFS slate. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so I'm sure you guys know this by now, but this is kind of what my approach is for running back position. I want to find a running back that's going to give us 20 total opportunities. Now that is going to be both carries and also targets in the passing game. Obviously targets will lead to receptions, which will then lead to some PPR points. And what I really want to be looking at is going to be a player that has the ability to 3X. And so for those of you guys that don't know what 3Xing means, it'd be, let's say we have a $5,000 running back. Take off those closing 3 zeros times that number 5 by 3, and 15 DraftKings points in this instance would be what you would have to do to 3X. Now, these were the running back targets I was going to be on earlier on, about a month and a half ago now, and we'll see if these plays still hold up. What I want to do is I want to start out with the top end running backs and work my way down. So looking at Christian McCaffrey, we know that he's most likely going to be the workhorse running back for this offense, and the offense is probably going to flow through him, okay? The opportunities that he got last season with the Niners is exactly what I expect to occur again this season with Elijah Mitchell healthy. Now, sure, there have been some reports out there saying that, Christian McCaffrey's workload is going to be cautious, is what this one was showing us. Guys, that's exactly what happened last year. Okay, that is the expectation. It's going to be around 16 to 22 opportunities per game. We see the game log, it didn't really change that much. Now, the biggest worry is that the Pittsburgh defense would be a little bit better. I do think we are locking in at least 16 DraftKings points there. Is that enough? You could easily fit him into your builds, though, if you choose to do so. And then looking at Austin Eckler as well, I love this game against Miami. I think it's going to be a very high-scoring game there. The one thing I want to point out is his targets in the passing game, guys, these correlated with Keenan Allen being out. He saw a massive uptick in his targets in the passing game with Keenan Allen out, which obviously, if you're getting a lot of, passing game usage, that's going to increase your production. That's going to increase your floor. So with Keenan Allen now healthy, and then, the whole team being healthy, it wouldn't be shocking to see Austin Eckler's, passing game usage be more like this, 4 targets or so. Now, once again, with him, sure, we did see the production fall off a little bit too touchdown dependent. 20 touchdowns last year, that's not going to happen again. But they are the 2 easiest payout plays. Like, they are the 2 that are most likely to dominate. That being said, the biggest question mark is going to be, do we need to pay up for those 2? Because, well, you have Nick Chubb there, who's going to be obviously the workhorse running back there, going against Cincinnati. Very fun game in general there. Going against Cincinnati last year, he did struggle, though. 8.4 points in week 14. And then in week 8, dominated. So it's like, what type of production are we going to get out of Nick Chubb? Is it going to be the massive game, or is it going to be the dud? Feels a little bit risk reward based there. Obviously, Cincinnati's defense has gotten better. Honestly, the safest play, it sounds weird, it might be Bijan Robinson. Now, I would say GPP only play for sure because he's a rookie. Like, we obviously expect him to start and get that workload as a starter. That Cordell Patterson got last year, and people are saying he's going to be better than Cordell Patterson last year. Patterson was pretty darn good. So was Tyler Algier, for that matter. Does he have upside? He certainly does, especially in this matchup against Carolina, and Atlanta, that's a very interesting matchup. Both teams, it could be like last year, where both teams kind of struggle, but they're also both trying to fight for a playoff spot. So we can see, guys, like, we are talking ourselves down here, right? Like, there are a lot of interesting clicks we can make. The question is, do we want to make those clicks? We might just be starting our builds out with Josh Jacobs. It sounds weird to say, but at 7.7, Josh Jacobs might just be the safest play. Now, we haven't seen him all preseason, but at least he was back practicing with the team on Wednesday. That is good news. And we see, the production was there for him throughout most of the season, except for it did fall off at the tail end of the season. Now, this is going to be assumingly a good matchup going against Denver. Look at what we did last year against Denver, 22 GK points in week 11, and then 37.5 in week 4. Didn't practice at all in training camp. That could be a good thing or a bad thing. Maybe it starts off a little sluggish, but at the same time, going to have a little bit fresher legs. When we look back at these other matchups to close out the season, they were kind of just more difficult matchups, against San Fran, against Pitt, against New England. So it's kind of no shock that he did struggle. At the same time, we are still getting a lack of safety here at the running back position. Continuing on, like Travis Etienne, this price seems a little bit too high for Travis Etienne. I don't know about you guys, but I really worry about the production that Travis Etienne is going to have today. I see him more as the big play guy, as the third down back, whereas someone like Tank Bigsby, I see more as the 3-down back. And maybe that won't occur in week 1, but like, there's risk there. Like, I honestly think we could see a split workload here. 50% to Tank, Bigsby, and then 50% to Travis Etienne. To me, that's enough for me to stay away from. Guys, I am talking myself down at the running back position. Sure, I still want to play up for Christian McCaffrey or Austin Eckler if possible. And if that's not possible, going with Josh Jacobs. But we might just end up really dipping down here. And I still think Aaron Jones makes for such a logical play at his price tag. Like, there's a bunch of these reports as well about Jordan Love and also Aaron Jones getting together and practicing during the offseason. So there should be some chemistry there. And we didn't see much of Aaron Jones this preseason, but guys, I'm going to assume the chemistry is there. That's kind of my biggest selling point for the Green Bay Packers this season, is that the team chemistry seems to be at an all-time high. Now, the biggest worry, as always, with Aaron Jones is the workload. A.J. Dillon's there. They have a good undrafted rookie free agent. And honestly, Jordan Love, scrambling ability was there this preseason. So maybe he takes a touchdown away with his legs. But I do expect Aaron Jones to be involved in the passing game this season, especially given the fact that Romeo Doubs currently questionable. He could potentially sit. If he sits, we might see a little bit more design plays to Aaron Jones. You know, maybe we can raise his floor up by 5 points just in the passing game with some easy screens and whatnot, some dump off passes by design. Now, guys, everyone is going to be going with Mostert, I think, as like a default play, because really, he's the only healthy one, at least right now. So as I'm recording this video, it makes a lot of sense. You know, we got news that Jeff Wilson Jr. is going to be on the IR to start the season. So he's going to be out for the first 4 weeks. And then we just look at that running back room. Guys, the only healthy running back right now is going to be the undrafted rookie free agent, Chris Brooks, who honestly was extremely impressed. I would say in terms of being like a complete running back, he might have been the most impressive Miami running back that we saw. Now, don't get me wrong, Ahmed looked really spectacular as well. He had some very impressive, okay? He was playing for his life, and I guess his NFL life, I should say. And obviously they cut Myles Gaskin. That being said, you got Devon Achane here, who, guys, he is pretty much Mostert and Jeff Wilson 2.0, okay? He's just younger, okay? Looked exactly the same. And obviously for this system, which used to be the Shanahan system, now it's the Mike McDaniel system, you know, just an extension of that, he fits that type of running back that they're searching for, that zone read system, where you basically just want your running back to make one cut and then burst through the hole. That is what he has been able to do. That is what Mostert does, and that is what Jeff Wilson does. Whereas Chris Brooks, he does not do that. He was much more of a patience vision type running back. And so although he is super impressive, I think it will be Mostert getting a lot of work. Now, don't be surprised if we do see Brooks, if he's the only one healthy, getting some touches and being productive with those. The biggest takeaway is that this running back position, this running back room for the Miami Dolphins was highly impressive this preseason. And if we look at the stats for Mostert, guys, he didn't even play a full allotment of snaps for a starting running back, and he still ended up with 891 yards and 5 touches. So if we get him getting, let's say 15 touches, maybe 3 receptions or so, he could easily go off. So right now he does kind of seem like a player that we need to be going out of our way to roster. And then from there, one of my favorite game theory plays at the running back position is Brian Robinson Jr. We know that Antonio Gibson is going to be much more the passing down running back in this offense, and he could have a good game, don't get me wrong. But the reason why I like Robinson, I think the workload is going to be more guaranteed for him, because we look at this Arizona team and they don't have a quarterback right now. Clayton Tune was trash in the preseason. They wanted to make him work, and he just, how do I say nicely without sounding dumb? Like Trevor Lawrence, but like an extreme off-brand of Trevor Lawrence. Like if you are a golf fan, Trevor Lawrence might be I don't want to say Pro V1. Let's just say Trevor Lawrence is a tideless golf ball. Clayton Tune's like a top flight golf ball. Like, yeah, it's still a golf ball, and it's going to do similar things, but it's not going to do it as well. Okay, the short game is going to be a little bit worse. The distance is going to be a little bit worse. The accuracy is going to be a little bit worse. That was Clayton Tune. He was bad. Let's just put it that way. So that's my long way of saying the production should be there for him regardless. Like it is very difficult to predict game flow. Okay, that's what we try to do. Don't get me wrong, but this could end up not working. And we probably do need a touchdown for him to hit. Although I do think we are going to be locking in like at least 20 opportunities in this. I think it'll be a similar stat line to this, like 20 carries, maybe 2 receptions. Okay, that's what I'm expecting at 5.1. Man, that's highly intriguing, right? We are getting those 20 opportunities that we want to get. Guys, we could easily be locking in 10 DraftKings points at 4.1, 5 receptions for 50 yards or something stupid, and then whatever he tacks on the ground. This to me does seem to be the spot that we need to go with. So we are getting some really good discounted plays at the running back position. But that's going to be all for this running backs video, guys. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give the like and subscribe. That does help out me be able to put out more content that you guys want and appreciate that. Typically don't like to do the position by position breakdown. I like to give it out in one big video, but because we have a long time until the games actually kick off, you know, the more information I can give to you guys, the better. All right, that's all. Thanks for watching. And as always, guys, let's keep cashing.